Hello and welcome! My name is Bitwise Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at my indie game, Lord of Dwarves. In particular, today I wanted to look at the first level of the campaign. Now, the campaign acts as a tutorial, and the first level in particular acts as a sort of demo of kind of a lot of the good features of Lord of Dwarves. So it's a good thing to kind of show off to get you a flavor of what the campaign and the game is all about. So we're going to start a new campaign. Colony of the Soft Collation. You can generate a random name here. The Detached Hill Clan. That sounds good. So we're going to start this new campaign. And over here kind of is going to give us instructions on what to do. This is the tutorial aspect of it. And we'll kind of go through that and kind of learn about the game. So the first thing it tells you is how to control the camera. Pretty basic stuff there. Unpausing the game. And speeding up the game. There we go. And now our little advisor here is telling us that there's orcs around, so we need to kind of finish this castle. We have a castle that's already started, and this is something you could build in the game, but like I said, this level is just trying to give us a flavor for what's going on, so most of it's already built, and we're just going to finish it up. So the first thing it wants us to do is come over here and place some ladders. So just like this stack of ladders we have to the right here, we want to add a few more so that the dwarves have a way to get up to the castle walls from kind of anywhere that they want to. So we're going to add 4 stacks total, so like that. And then you can see some of these blocks turn green, which means the dwarf is taken to this task. I'm going to speed up time a little bit here, and as they, you'll see them start to come out. Down in the basement, I have a bunch of resources, so they're going to go and grab these ladders and start putting them into position. Now, in this tutorial campaign level, a lot of the resources that you need are already constructed for you, but normally you would have to, go and chop down trees, like over here, and collect them and build workshops. And craft all these ladders and everything else you're going to see. But for now, we have a bunch of stuff in the basement that's ready to go. All right, so I got the ladders all in place. And now he's telling me there's almost, some orcs are almost here. So we're going to order our castle guard to kind of defend the front of the castle. So we're going to create this attack area, which is kind of a temporary sort of area where you want your military dwarves to go to. Click the castle guard so that they'll go there, and then hit next. There we go, and now some orcs have arrived. There's some orcs here. I'm going to unpause it, and you should see, yeah, some of my castle guard, they're all armored up. They're making their way over to this little temporary attack area so that they can engage the dwarves. It looks like I have there's a little worker here who's getting a little overzealous, engaging with the orcs. Later on, you'll see how we can prevent our workers from engaging the orcs, because that's probably not what you want. They don't have any arms or armor, but this is fine for now. So yeah, now all my soldiers are engaging the orcs. They kind of outnumber and outarm them, so they should make short work of them. There we go. All the orcs are dead. Let's go on to the next thing. So the next thing our advisor wants us to fix is this gaping hole in the front of our castle, because then all the bad guys could just kind of pull right in. So the first thing we're going to do is put a door there. And so I'm just going to place a door right there. A dwarf will go down into the basement where I have a bunch of doors and grab one and put it in there. In the meantime, I don't know if you noticed, there was a bunch of orc bodies here, but the workers went and grabbed them and cleaned them up. Just leaving corpses lying around can make people sick, so you want to kind of get rid of those. There we go. Here's my worker in placing the door, so that's good. And then next, it's going to have us finish the wall. So we're going to go construct, work stone. And one of the things I really worked on in this game is making construction easy. So, this is, where do I want them to place the blocks? So you can just click and drag an area for them to place it. Or you can use the mouse wheel to scroll up and down. So I'm going to scroll up until it's 5 high, just like the rest of the castle. Click and drag, and bam, I've ordered them to build all those blocks. And you'll see them start to come out. There we go. And and place those blocks. Again, this is all worked stone that have already worked in a workshop, so I have it ready to go. Also, you'll see these little white boxes all around. There's a bunch of squares here that the dwarves cannot reach because they're too high. So what they'll do is they'll automatically start in placing scaffolding to reach those areas. And you can tell them, there's a little button here, auto in place scaffolding. You can tell them to do that or not to do that. You can manually in place the scaffolding yourself. But for most of the time, just letting them figure out where they need to in place the scaffolding works. So we'll let them go to town doing that. And we'll move on with the next task while they're building that wall. So now he wants us to put some archer posts on the walls. So we have these towers over here. So we're going to go and click and create a couple archer posts. That way we'll be able to order our archers up to them, and they'll be ready to shoot at any incoming monsters. Done with that. Also, we want a guard post, because right now our guards are just kind of milling about everywhere. So we're going to create a guard post right here, and then we can assign our guards to it so that, they'll be ready to attack monsters, in a more ready position. All right, next. And now he wants us to actually assign all of our squads to those posts that we just created. So we're going to assign the castle guard to the guard post, the archers to each of the 2 archer posts. And when I do that, you'll see the archers and the guards start to move to those areas. And now he's saying, there's more orcs coming, so wait for your guys to get in position, which they are. There's my archers, my other archers, and my castle guard. So I'm going to click next. And more orcs have arrived. You can see them right here. So we're just going to let the battle kind of go. Even one of them has a little bit of armor. So hopefully our archers will take care of them before too much trouble. And you can see I still have some guys wandering out here, and they don't really know where to go right now. There's a simple way to resolve that, but that's part of the tutorial, so I'll just kind of leave it like that. If I wanted to give these guys some assistance, I could make an attack area again and tell my castle guard, hey, get out here and protect those civilians, so that hopefully none of them die. But it looks like the archers pretty much have this covered. Oh, one of them bashed through the door, but I don't think he's going to last too long. Yep, there we go. Got him. All right. So let's see. Now he's telling us, all right, so we got the castle wall and we got a door. Why don't we put some traps in front of the door so when they come in, and try to bash down the door, the traps will get them. So we're gonna create some spike traps here. And it says create 20 spike traps. So let's see, it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. My engineers should start to get to work. So again, down in the basement, there's a bunch of, here I'll actually show you, I'll start peeling away the layers here, and we can go and look at the basement, and here's a bunch of resources. Here's the stairway down, and there's some more resources down here. So here's all the trap resources that they've already built in workshops. And so each trap, if I zoom in and mouse over it, you can see down in the bottom right corner here, when I mouse over it, it needs a spike, a spring, and a pressure plate. So all my engineers are going to bring in those resources and build the traps. So let's see, I'm going to go back to the advisor. So he says this is a side objective to build these traps. You can see over here your objectives. So if it's a side objective, that means, you can let them do that while you move on and take care of other tasks. So now he's telling me that the archers, once they run out of arrows, you can see they're not at their posts because they shot a bunch of arrows, so they went down to the basement to go and refill their arrows. So he's like, hey, why don't you create some ammo racks right on the towers so they don't have to go to the basement to get new arrows. So I'm going to cut some squares from my archer post so that there's room, and then I'm going to place some ammo racks in those spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just click and drag. There we go. And now my builders will grab the ammo racks that, again, I've already built, or have already been built for this tutorial. They're going to grab them and place them up in these areas, and then they'll start filling them up with ammo. And that way the archers won't have to go nearly so far to get their arrows. And you can see they have the quivers. You can actually see how many arrows each dwarf has available just by kind of looking at his quiver. As they start to fire, you'll see those arrows go down. Alright, they've finished with the ammo racks, so let's go next. Now he's telling us, well, okay, so you finished building this wall, and they put up all the scaffolding, but now it's just kind of sitting there uselessly, so let's get rid of that. So we can unemplace scaffolding. So I'm going to scroll the mouse wheel up, just click and drag. Alright, now I've ordered them to unemplace all that stuff. So they'll get to work doing that while I go do something else. So next. Now he's finally telling me, okay, so you had all those civilian dwarves out here wandering around, and they were getting attacked. Why don't you create a safe zone for them? So you can designate this area, and I'll just put it in the back of the castle here, where they're not likely to be attacked. And this one is the default safe zone, so that means if a civilian sees a monster, they'll automatically run there. So whichever safe zone is the default safe zone. And you can also, in the military window, you can tell your civilians to go to the safe zone. You can manually put them there if you really need to. So that's another option. So we got our safe zone. Alright, so now he's saying, alright, well, make sure you're ready for the next dwarf attack, or the next orc attack. They're coming. Make sure all your traps are done, which looks like they are. And then they smash down the door. He reminded me to place another door, so let's go and do that. Alright, so we'll put a new door on there, and once that new door's there, we'll be ready for the next attack. Now normally in the game, you wouldn't have these scripted attacks. You would kind of get attacked randomly, but for the purposes of this tutorial and kind of showing off what the game is about, you kind of get these scripted attacks. You can also see a lot of my workers are bringing arrows to the ammo racks, filling them up, so that'll be very helpful for the archers. There's the builder putting the door in place. Alright, so the door's in place. We're ready to go, so I'm going to click next. Alright, another group of orcs is here. There they are, even more this time. So hopefully the traps and archers will be enough. Also, all these workers, this time, yeah, they're starting to see the orcs. They have a safe zone to go to, so they're like, okay, we're going to book it to that safe zone instead of hanging out here and getting killed by the orcs. So we can see them try to attack the castle. They're going to attack into the door once they bash that open. Looks like one of my soldiers is already engaging them. I'll just wait for them. They'll pick up on the orcs eventually and start engaging them. I could have made an attack area, but yeah, no need. Alright, so we finished those guys off. He's saying, alright, one more group of orcs is on the way. So let your guys kind of refill on arrows. You can see their arrows are much lower now. They're still kind of wary from combat. Once they get out of that, they'll start picking up the arrows. There we go. They bash down the door again, so I need to replace that one more time. Put a new door there. Alright, let's see, is there anything else? Oh yeah, make sure they reset. Okay, looks like the engineers already reset all the traps. Once the traps go off, some of them have to be reset manually. There's other ones that will automatically reset, but those are more advanced traps. And these are just the basic spiked traps that I put here, so they'll go off once before they have to be reset again. Alright, looks like some of my dwarves are sleeping on the turrets. I don't actually have beds for them, so they just kind of sleep anywhere. Alright, looks like we're doing good. All the archers are in place. The door is in place. The traps are reset, so I'm gonna click next. Yep, and there's another orc warband. This time they brought gnoll archers with them, so the archers are gonna attack from afar. So I'm probably gonna have to send out my castle guard to go and attack them. So let's see what happens. Yeah, you can see these gnoll archers in the back here have a really long range, and they're firing at my dwarves. My dwarves only have short bows, so they're not going to be able to attack the gnolls back. So I'm going to create an attack area here, and just kind of go over those guys and say, hey, castle guard, go get those guys. Now, they're going to engage anyone on the way to that area, so they're going to have to engage all these orcs first. But Once the orcs are all gone, then they'll continue moving over to there. Yeah, there we go. Orcs are all taken care of. Now, these gnolls are shooting at my archers, so really what I should do is tell the archers, hey, go down to that safe zone. Don't just stand there to be shot at. So I'm going to order them down to that safe zone. And then they should book it out of here. You can see one of the archers died. All his equipment exploded everywhere. Alright, now the dwarves, the soldiers are moving to attack the gnolls. And once they slowly climb this large hill, they'll get there. Armored dwarves move much more slowly than other dwarves, so these guys aren't the best skirmishers. A better strategy would probably be to have a secondary group of soldiers that are wearing lighter armor, and they can move more quickly to engage threats like this. But this works for now. There we go. And we finished off all those orcs and gnolls. And that's it. That is level 1 of Lord of Dwarves. So like I said, that's just, there's a tutorial in the campaign which kind of teaches you how to play. And the first level of the tutorial just kind of shows you a lot of the stuff that can happen. You know, this game is focused on building and defending against monster invasion. So you have all the building, you know, you have to cut down trees and build workshops and craft things, and then defend against monster invasions, and you can build whatever you want in order to help defend. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Bitwise Nick playing my indie game Lord of Dwarves, and have a good day.